recently did a video on the leaked email from the ATF that talks about raiding certain stores regarding certain triggers. And as we looked at that, ultimately what's going on here is there were certain triggers that were deemed illegal. And then they went to the manufacturer, and then the manufacturer said who they sold them to, and then that middleman said which stores they sold them to. And the fear is that if those triggers were put into guns by retailers and then sold that way, if you happen to buy one of those guns, you could possibly be in a lot of trouble. Now, recently, another email was released that refers to people like you, if you happen to have one of those guns with the triggers, as defendants. And that's really the piece that has a lot of people concerned. So this new release of kind of calling people a defendant if you have those guns, because again, you might think, well, how would they know that I own a trigger? Triggers aren't traceable. But again, if the retailer you bought that from put it in a firearm, they're going to say who they sold it to, and it's going to lead them straight to you is what's going to happen. So here at God Family Guns, we decided to reach out to the ATF. You know, there's a lot of rumors floating around of this supposed released email or leaked email. So we reached out to the ATF, specifically asked the questions, what's going on with these, and I named them specifically, these triggers. If people own these triggers, what can they expect to happen, and what is it the ATF recommends we do? Now, I called my local field office here in Kansas City primarily because Maggie always works with them, and she speaks very highly of them from Blue Steel Guns, and so I just reached out to them, and they're my local field office, and they happen to have an officer of public information. So I reached out to him, I left a couple messages, and he did call back. I was actually just getting ready to film this video, strangely, and he did call back, but nothing really had changed. I'm glad he did call me back, first and foremost, because I did learn a bit, but ultimately what he said was he's going to make a call to the ATF headquarters to make sure that he has the most updated information. Obviously, there's several irregularities up in the air all the time, or several even regularities up in the air all the time with the ATF, as we've seen over time. And the general impression I got was that at least here in Kansas City, it's not on their radar, at least. Now, I do believe he'll call me back. He even told me he'd call me back within the next 24 hours. I will definitely follow up. I believe he will. I mean, the fact that he called me back was great, and he's the guy with the answers anyway, so I got straight to the source, which is great. And I'll let you know what he says, but what I can say in Kansas City, if you happen to have one of those triggers here, like it's not on their radar. I do get the sense of that. So clearly there's not this big push to start breaking down people's doors by the ATF for your guns, and I just kind of want to put that at a more of a pause. Let's see what they say from here and go from there. So just wanted to update you on that. It's kind of an ongoing thing, and I'll let you know as soon as they call. And again, this is coming straight from ATF headquarters, from then directed to the field office here in Kansas City, and they'll let me know. So I will let you know as soon as I know. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. Feel called to support this channel through Patreon. That link is below. But the most important part of the channel, we take prayer requests, so never hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.